Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, by leaving two comments. Tell me what's happening during your day. Leave any comment that you want. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I see more and more of you every single day. All that stuff does help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. There's a lot of news to cover. There's always something wacky and weird within the cryptocurrency space. For those of you who missed the last, I want to say it's about a good 9, 10, 11 hours within the cryptocurrency space, Coinbase Pro is officially going to be listing Cardano ADA. And when we got that news, the price of it skyrocketed, and subsequently so did the price of many other cryptocurrency assets. I guess they didn't want to be left out in the cold. I guess, yeah, so I think it was yesterday that you were allowed to deposit it, and I think it finally goes live on Thursday. That's tomorrow day. So wonderful. Like I said, because it's actual like the most popular news of the day. So I was like, maybe some people didn't hear about it, so I'll skim over it quite quickly once again. On top of that, there's an enormous amount of Bitcoin movement news and where Bitcoin's going to go and how high Bitcoin's going to do this. I have seen a lot of predictions predicting that within the next 10 days or so, we're going to see some major movement upward. And no one knows if this is going to happen. It's simply a prediction. But a lot of people seem quite adamant that we are or have been within this range bound area, and therefore we are getting ready for liftoff, as it were. Also seeing a lot of like XRP price news. Ripple XRP signaling bullish breakout, why it could surge to 55 cents. Like, very few coins are actually moving at the moment. If you look at the chart, at least at the time of me making this video, Cardano's the clear winner movement wise. Other coins are up by around 1-3%. Some other wacky coins like Solana and Bread Coin and Hot Potato Coin are up by 18%, because you know the DeFi coins are always really weird. Anyway, that's all the price news. A lot of it just focused around Cardano. Is a $2 Cardano coming? Is a $2.50 Cardano coming? Kind of thing floating around, because it's kind of the news of the hour. Anyway, that's the price news. And let's moving on. Oh, I guess also this ties into it as well, so why not? The CEO of DigiNex says he expects the price of Bitcoin to reach $175,000 before the end of this year. DigiNex is a digital assets financial services company focusing on delivering a cryptocurrency and digital assets ecosystem, offering products and services that are compliant, fair, and trusted. The group encompasses cryptocurrency exchange Equus, yada, 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 yada. Speaking in an interview with Bloomberg on Monday, DigiNex chief Richard Byworth, that is a rich-sounding name, Richard Byworth, said the exchange was modeling a massive price run for Bitcoin by the end of this year. He said, "We are modeling out a $175,000 price for Bitcoin by the end of the year." Self-explanatory. Byworth added his model predicted the bull cycle was still in its early stages, saying things are going to get a lot more heated from here. The executive cited frustration with the Federal Reserve's money printing tactics as a catalyst for crypto asset prices, saying the tactic was pushing investors toward Bitcoin. This is not we've heard that narrative quite often when it comes to rich people. Usually, and they've said it out loud on TV as well, like, yeah, we've seen there's a lot of money being printed and we don't like it, so we're going to buy some Bitcoin. None of them have that accent, but this is the thing that they've constantly been doing over and over. I guess this is the lowest price prediction. I think I spit in the mic. This is the lowest price prediction that we have seen for Bitcoin this year. The lowest one previously was 288,000. So it's anybody's game at this point. I think once we pass by 100,000 Bitcoin, I think the euphoric feeling will be far too high for us to really actually care how much higher that we go. And we're relatively close at this point. And according to all the analyzers, we are not far off. I'm giving it summertime for us to like try and really start hitting 100K, but I dare not to use the P word, predict. I still think around September, October. I don't know why. I feel like that's when we're going to it's going to get a bit nutty, if you will. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin price prediction news, because that's also there every single day, because everybody's like, I have an answer. I know where it's going, and the answer is usually high. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin money news, and let's move on. Next up there's a reason why I keep saying Bitcoin should not be below $100,000. During a conversation with Fortune CEO Alan Murray on the Leadership Next podcast, Visa CEO Al Kelly said that cryptocurrencies could become extremely mainstream in 5 years. Remember the last time frame that we had? It was 7 years. Now it's 5. While not ruling out that it could all as well end up being a fad, don't lie to us. Kelly wants to make sure that the global digital payments giant is in the middle of it today. He said, the thing about our business that I actually like, Alan, is that we don't pick winners and losers. They try to aim for the winners. They don't want to. You know, as you and I sit here and talk today, I don't know to what degree cryptocurrencies are going to take off. That's a lie. Are we going to say that in 5 years that it's a fad and it wasn't a big deal? There's no way that Visa and MasterCard and every other bank on the planet is integrating a fad or something that is going to be gone in 5 years. That would ruin the entire financial landscape of the planet. They're not getting into this because it may or may not be here. Stop lying to us. Or is it going to be extremely mainstream? Probably. I'm not smart enough to know. You probably are. If you're the CEO of Visa, I would hope you know this information. What I'm smart enough to do is make sure that the company is in the middle of it today. The executive claimed that Visa is now all about money movements instead of solely focusing on payments. Absolutely fantastic. In this interview as well, which I actually find it quite weird that this article doesn't have the actual really juicy stuff. A weird way of saying it. Simply because first of all, crypto's already extremely mainstream. Have you not seen all the NFT news? Like everything cryptographic is constantly in the news. It wasn't that he said Visa is going to make cryptos extremely mainstream. The really crazy part was this. Visa is making important moves ahead to get closer to the rapidly evolving crypto payments industry. In the latest podcast, once again, the same exact one, talked about the company's plans on digital currencies. The payments giant hinted, wink, that the company might soon initiate the facility to make crypto purchases via credit cards. During the interview, he said, we're trying to do two things. One is to enable the purchase of Bitcoin on Visa credentials. And secondly, working with Bitcoin wallets to allow the Bitcoin to be translated into a fiat currency and therefore immediately being able to be used as any part of the 70 million places around the world where Visa is accepted. Fantastic. But it's a fad, though. So you're making sure we're just making sure. In the interview, Kelly further noted that cryptocurrencies could potentially become the new payment vehicles, especially in emerging markets. That's crazy. On the other hand, Visa has been putting an increased focus on the use of stable coins. During the podcast, Kelly said that I was like, that's not English. Kelly is currently working on a multi-group pronged strategy covering Bitcoin, altcoins, as well as stablecoins. Wow. I did not see that one coming. I don't know why news like this doesn't cause the market to really pop up in price. This is not our first foray into having a conversation about Visa and MasterCard, because they have both announced that they are getting into the cryptocurrency space and are looking for ways to integrate Bitcoin. But the only news that seems to really do anything to prices is when Elon Musk holds up a photo of a dog, or when Elon Musk writes Bitcoin in his bio, not realizing that these payment operators and all the banks, when they say or hint or imply, wink, wink, that they're getting into the cryptocurrency, therefore the Bitcoin space, they're not waiting for people to deposit Bitcoin with them so that they have Bitcoin to transact in. No. They buy it up so that they not only have a hedge or a safety deposit hedge. You know what I'm saying? Because of this new technology that they're getting into. So they also have their hand and feet and tongue in the cookie jar. But they're clearly into I don't know how to. Anyway, that's the Visa news. The CEO has hinted that they might potentially be getting into the space. It's fairly clear that they might. Here's the actual thing right here. You should be able to see it. It's next leadership. Leadership next. I was looking here and then here. Podcast. Not affiliated, just more so. I like to show you where the news actually came from, and it appears to be the top one. Yeah. So without further ado, let's move on. Next up, the bulk of accredited investors are considering buying cryptocurrencies in 2021. This is according to digital asset disclosure and transparency platform Zangle. I assume it's not X-Angle. It's an X, has a Z sound. So I'm going to say Zangle. In a new report, Zangle surveyed 379 authorized investors, very rich people, in the United States, and finds that 74% of them are planning on investing in Bitcoin in the next 12 months. 70% have already invested in the flagship cryptocurrency, and 79% of them told Zangle that they are looking at Bitcoin as both a long-term and a short-term store of value that will generate high returns. Sorry. Accredited investors are defined by the US SEC as individuals with $200,000 or more in annual income, or $300,000 in joint income, for the last 2 years, and the expectation that they will match it in the current year. Of those surveyed by Zangle, the majority plan on investing more than $500,000 into Bitcoin. They said while our respondents had a variety of preferred investment amounts, most, 28%, agreed that $500,000 or more was a good amount. I think it's fine. Just put $500,000 into that. I mean, won't bother my bank account. If we know that the majority of our respondents have $1 million or more invested into the portfolios, that means that many of the respondents wanting to invest in Bitcoin are willing to make it half of their portfolios. Smart people. For those who are considering investing, haven't done so yet, most of them are waiting. For those who are not considering investing, but haven't done so yet, are considering, most of them are waiting for Bitcoin's volatility to decrease, good luck, and the price to stabilize. I love that. I'm intelligent enough to be able to time this market, so I'm going to make sure that I buy it at the appropriate price. And then before you know it, Bitcoin's at 79,000, and they're like, please buy, please buy. I just want to buy the Bitcoin. As opposed to, you must have seen the meme. It's like my favorite thing in the entire world. I posted it this was like a month ago, on my Twitter. There's a photo of this like stick figure, and he's telling his friend, he's like, buy Bitcoin, and his friend goes, no. Bitcoin goes up to 20,000. He's like, buy Bitcoin. He's like, no. Bitcoin goes up to 25,000. He's like, you should buy Bitcoin. His friend goes, no. Bitcoin goes up to like 40,000. He goes, I want all the Bitcoin. It's absolute nonsense. Like, just if you think that this is going to be a great investment vehicle, stop trying to time the market. Someone was asking me before, I don't know who this was. They were like, do I money cost average? And I was like, no, just keep buying. Like, you never know where this market is going to go. Like, we have no actual idea. Anyway, the point is, so Zangle has found out that hundreds of rich people are just going to be throwing $500,000 into Bitcoin because they got it like that. Surprised? No. And that's just from the Zangle survey. Like, imagine the other surveys that are also going on and the people who are putting money into the market without even saying anything. So that's the rich people buying Bitcoin news, because we knew that they were. And without further ado, let's move on. Oh gosh, here we go. Here's where it starts to get interesting. The volume of transactions on the South Korean digital currency market briefly exceeded the daily average transaction amount of the country's stock market on Sunday. You know where this is leading. According to data from CoinMarketCap, the combined 24-hour volume of major South Korean exchange Upbit, BitHum, CoinOne, and Corbit was more than $14.6 billion on Sunday. On Friday, the same metric was roughly around $14.5 billion on the Korean Composite Stock Price Index and $10 billion on the Korean Securities Dealers Automated Quotations. What a name. The increase in volume came as the price of Bitcoin rose to a new all-time high of $61,000 on Saturday, before dipping under $60,000 again. It should be noted that the trading volume appearing on CoinMarketCap are not always believed to be accurate. Listen, here's the point. Cryptocurrencies are taking over everything. The old system is lagging quite muchly. I'm still getting all these ads. If you haven't seen these ads yet for MoneyGram, I mean, just go watch it yourself because it's absolutely hilarious. All the new ones, like with the young people dancing and being like, I'm sending money and it costs $30. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. The fact that this industry is eating the old industry, that we have indications that banks and institutions are selling off their gold to be able to buy into this new market. This is why we've seen regulators falling over themselves, trying to get a handle on all the market's moving simply way too quick for all of them. This is a slight mimic of 2017, where South Korea and Japan basically ruled the cryptocurrency market. They had their own price premiums. They realized that crypto was going to take over, and this is why I still believe we had that crash in 2018. I don't think it was organic. It was clearly masterminded by about 20 different countries around the world over the course of 20 weeks, all claiming that they were going to ban Bitcoin when none of them did. Which is also market manipulation, but you can't tell them that. So anyway, over the weekend, the cryptocurrency market, just in South Korea alone, exceeded their actual stock market. Do you know what happened next? I bet you can't, because it's quite obvious. South Korea's cryptocurrency regulatory space is set to become even more tightly regulated, with incoming laws on financial reporting for crypto businesses in the country. According to Korea Juong Daily, South Korea's Financial Services Commission, or the FSC, has amended its financial reporting rules to include the cryptocurrency sector. This amendment mandates all crypto businesses, exchanges, asset managers, wallet provider, and custodial platforms to file records of their transactions with the Financial Intelligence Unit. The FIU is an arm of the FSC responsible for AML oversight across South Korea's financial ecosystem. South Korea's crypto reporting regulations will come into effect on the 25th of March. Existing virtual currency service providers in the country will have 6 months to comply with the new regulatory paradigm. As part of the compliance protocols, crypto service providers in South Korea must adopt robust. I don't have to read anymore. The point is, they're clamping down quite hard, quite quick. I wonder what could have happened. Anyway, this is very big news. I think there was also news. I think like 3 people. I don't know the exact number. Have been sent to jail and or prison because of their activities within the cryptocurrency space, I believe in South Korea. Like there was one person who they believed to be a money launderer, and I think he transmitted $300,000 worth of coins without them knowing, or something like that. So he has to be made an example of and stuff like that. What was the other country? I don't think it's the States. I don't remember. It's multiple countries where the government was like, if you transact in crypto, we want to know everything. Every single transaction, where it's going, who it went to, where it came from. And that I'm actually totally fine with. That I believe is totally okay if every single time that someone goes to an ATM and takes out $20, I want them to have to take out their phone or a piece of paper and write down that they took out money the same way you would if you took out money from a cryptocurrency exchange. If they use that $20 to go buy a candy bar, maybe a sandwich, I want them to also have to write down those transactions as well. I'm not sure what regulators are thinking. I'm not sure. Like, I understand where they're coming from, but it's from a place of fear and a grasp of power kind of thing. So, yeah, kind of weird timing, right? That I assume we're going to get some more news out of South Korea relatively soon. These things are used as, I mean, it's not to say that it's not a scare tactic, but it's meant to make sure that people kind of fall in line. Yeah, It's all very awkward. If only, no, I mean, they're not going to ban it because I told you before, the richest people on the planet are already into it. And these are the people who actually decide the laws of every single country. So, anyway, yeah, that's the South. I mean, it was very popular. It was just kind of all over the place. As far as their new measures, just assume that every place on the planet, every cryptocurrency exchange is going to have these laws because they act as banks. Many of these crypto exchanges also have banking charters at this point. So bank. Anyway, that's the South Korea news. And let's move on. Next up in Please Don't. Why is this happening? The rapper Ja Rule, whose real name is Jason Ruler, is selling an NFT tied to Fyre Festival, the fraudulent concert series he promoted in 2017. Have any of you seen that documentary? I mean, you can Google it. It takes like half a second. They're documentaries about the Fyre Festival, and it's just the greatest thing in the entire world. What happened is that apparently there was a concert that was going to happen called the Fyre Festival. Sounds fancy. And they told people they'd be living in like luxury villas and doing all this other stuff. And basically when they got there, it was like a box with a bed inside of it. I wish I was joking, but you have to go Google it. And there's 2 documentaries. I'm pretty sure they're on Netflix. Have fun this weekend or wherever you need to have fun. The certificate of digital ownership comes along with a physical artwork. 2, a painting of the Fyre Festival logo by the art. Who wants that? By the artist Trip Derek Barnes. Fyre Festival was supposed to feature performances from the likes of Pusha T and Blink 182. I know their real name. I used to. Anyway, none of which actually ended up happening. The festival's chief architect, Billy McFarland, is still serving out. Ooh, I didn't know that. The scandal also spawned 2 documentaries. There we go. Fyre Fraud and Fyre, the Greatest Party That Never Happened. It's incredible. You got to watch it. There's also another really good one, if you can find it. During the last year, the event that took place, there were people who believed that it was okay for them to actually go to a music festival. And they went to said music festival, not paying attention to the rules, you know what rules, and not realizing that they could not get back home. So it's basically, it's something you can't miss if you're looking for something interesting. Why you would go to a music festival and then just assume you could kind of walk back home is beyond me. The market for NFTs has exploded. It's a gigantic bubble. NBA NFTs. Grimes sold a collection of multimedia artist NFTs for around $6 million. Must be nice. And Beeple sold pieces of art thrown together for $70 million. This isn't Jason Ruler's first radio. He got involved in the crypto startup Roll last year, which is a so-called social money platform that links tokens to influencers and celebrities. The past weekend, the company was hacked for, that's awkward, for $5.7 million. Signs of a classic bubble. I mean, it's not even a bubble anymore. Like, I think it's like planetary in size at this point. Everyone's making their own NFT. Everyone's moving. And the NFTs that they're making are nonsensical. Celebrities are recording like 8-second clips of themselves and then making that NFTs and trying to sell it for $15,000, and then they're selling. That's the terrible part. Anyway, so just thought I'd keep you updated on how big the bubble is getting, just so you understand that it's all nonsense. Because how many of you, now hear me out, how many of you believe that an NFT based on Fyre Festival that happened many years ago, that no one really cares about anymore, is going to be worth 15 years in the future? Do you think that NFT would be worth more? Or would Bitcoin be worth more? I don't know. I guess it's just personal preference at this point. Anyway, that's the really go watch the documentaries. One is better than the other. I can't remember which one. One is a bit more theatrical, if you will. Anyway, that's that news. And let's move on. And to finish things off, 4 technology giants from around the world have been quick to jump on the Bitcoin bandwagon, and they are likely enjoying the multifold gains. 3 firms from the US and 1 from China have bought over 66% of all new Bitcoin that was created in the past 6 months alone. Business analytics software company MicroStrategy, Square, and Tesla from the US have purchased billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, while Chinese photo editing app Me2, a Hong Kong-based listed company, purchased $17 million worth of the asset earlier this month. And there's the little tweet of exactly what I just said. MicroStrategy started purchasing Bitcoin in August, holds this much money, a total of 113,000 Bitcoin. And there's much more buying pressure incoming. Many firms are in line to purchase more of the asset in the coming months, such as Norwegian holding company Aker, which announced a $60 million Bitcoin investment earlier this year. Yeah, they said they wanted to do, I think, $100 million in total. I think that was their number. The figure represents over 66% of all Bitcoin mined in the past 6 months alone. For the uninitiated, new Bitcoin is generated as rewards to miners or entities who utilize computing power. They create the coins. 6.25 Bitcoin per block are created. Roughly 144 blocks are mined per day. 900 new coins, meaning over 27,000 Bitcoin are mined per month. And that's before we even talk about the other companies and before we talk about PayPal and all the banks who've been getting into it. I am certain at this point that there's actually no Bitcoin left. Certain. The only Bitcoin that's actually left are people who are day trading, who keep their coins on exchanges. So it appears as if these coins are actually up for grabs. When you look at the actual metrics for crypto exchanges, and you can see like Binance has this many coins, Coinbase has this many coins. People are being distracted quite heavily by altcoins, by NFTs, by all the other crappy stuff that's happening within the space, not realizing what's truly taking place. If these numbers are correct, and 4 companies alone have purchased 66% of all Bitcoin, just imagine, remember the news that we've been getting? It's about once or twice a week of like a private bank, not a normal bank, but like a private bank who's gotten into it. You know, the NYC Mellon, the German one, the one in Switzerland. There was one in Spain, and there was one on the planet. Anyway, the point is, think of how much they're buying. Think of how much Visa and MasterCard are buying. Think of how much more that the people who have already purchased are also buying. We can also assume that the CEOs of these companies who are also buying and have it on their balance sheets of the company are probably also buying up themselves. Jack Dorsey told us years ago he buys Bitcoin every single day. He says he maxes out every single app that he has to be able to buy as much Bitcoin as possible just on the apps. Anyway, don't forget about the, rich companies in Dubai and in Japan and in South Africa and everywhere else. I wonder if we could. No, we couldn't. It's impossible to do the actual metric because, people are individuals and we can't simply pry into what they're doing or knock on their door and say, hey, we saw you turned on your computer today. Did you buy Bitcoin? That'd be a little weird. So I'm going to safely assume if the number is 66% for 4 companies, I'm going to say we're at least over 89, if not 95% of all Bitcoin that's actually being created is just being purchased by companies. And then don't forget about the little people, you, who's also buying all the time as well. So just thought I'd throw that out there as another reason as to why Bitcoin should not be anywhere below $100,000 at this point. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University. AJ Cut 5. That sounds like a Hollywood blockbuster. AJ Cut 5 coming to a theater near you. Yeah, see, it kind of does. AJ Cut 5 is like a sci-fi ninja. Oh, it sounds like a Power Rangers movie. Like 5 people joined together with AJ Cut. I just made a whole movie. Speedy 655 and Carlos was like, why did I make a whole movie? Mo Barazzi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grole, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Barebones Mining, Troy, All good. Space Case, Need a Miracle, Crypto Stahl, Pater Noster, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolek Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Steuer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moher Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D, 3D, Damien Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Chest, Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Arfmedic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigara Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. More and more every single day. I do thank thee. Thank you to everyone who left a like. Thank you to everyone who left a comment, who left 2 comments, who left 3 comments. To the person out there who left 26 comments the other day, I did see you leave them. That's incredible. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you. As many times as I can say thank you in a short span of time. At the momento, Bitcoin is currently at $55,791 US. It is down a smidge by 0.21%. It's like sideways up, down. We keep trying to have these like breakout moments, but it just never really happens. Cardano is still currently up by 22.28%. I am expecting, and I don't think I said this in the last video, I'm expecting some interesting things to happen with Cardano. Remember the news that we got about 2 months ago as to how much Cardano was actually staked on the network? It was 81%. And then 2 weeks later, we had another news story about Cardano staking, and it was at 84%. I'm going to assumption that the numbers are going to go up a smidge higher once Coinbase enters the actual foray. The fray, once they enter the game. I told my friends, and I guess as you are my friends as well, I will also tell you, I think we're going to get news fairly soon that more than 90% of Cardano is actually staked into the network. And that is going to be absolutely cataclysmically, right word, insane. If we have any indication that 90% of all the ADA out there is actually locked into the network, and then we get the DeFi and the smart contract and the NFT platforms all launching, and people start transacting more, I'm expecting very big things relatively soon. I think it's also the 31st of this month is supposed to be the full decentralization rollout of the network. Me and my friend, hello friend, have been discussing how high we think it can go, and we're like, $5 seems inevitable at some point. Just a flurry of activity into Cardano and the, future potential price movements of Bitcoin and Ether. Easy propulsion to $5. But then we start asking like the whole $10 thing, and we're like, I think it can 10x. I think it could do it. I think it could happen, but I'm afraid of being too greedy and waiting until listen, I know people who are talking about a $15, $20 Cardano, so I guess I'm not as greedy. Anyway, Polkadot is up by 3.11%. Anything else? Luna's up by 8%. Dogecoin is up, down. Kind of weird. Uniswap is up by 5. Chain token is up by 9. Avalanche is up by 9. Monero is up by 3. Filecoin is up by 24%. Fantastic. Tron is up, down by 4%. Poor Tron. But I told all of you years ago, so just, Algorand is up by 2%. Neo is up by... We never hear about Neo anymore. Neo is up by 4%. Chiliz, CHILIZ, Chiliz is down by 17% because, logic. Bridge Oracle, oh, that sounds like something, is up by 9% on $12 million volume. So that's how you know it's real. And Matic is up by 7.59%. Fantastic. I do hope you all enjoyed. What is it? Your Wednesday. Why do I never know the date? I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, spectating, commentating, like-atating. Sound like something else. And without further ado, thank you all for once again. All right. I forgot where I was. See you. I really forgot where I was. Bye-bye.